The governor of Ukraine's southern Odesa region says Russia has launched strikes there, bringing its action to a second consecutive night of attacks on the area since Moscow pulled out of a grain export deal. Without providing details, Oleg Kiper says there had been a massive attack. Ukraine's Air Force also says it detected the launch of Kalibr missiles from the Black Sea. Air alerts have been issued for more than a dozen regions across Ukraine. On Tuesday, a Russian strike damaged facilities at the port city of Odesa after Moscow pulled out of an agreement facilitating the safe shipment of grain from Ukraine. The Kremlin later issued a warning over the future of grain exports via the Black Sea, claiming Kyiv was using the export corridor for combat purposes. Let's turn to other stories. Still in the U.S., it looks like there might be a breakthrough in the unsolved murder case of the famous rapper Tupac Shakur. The Las Vegas police recently served a search warrant at a house in connection with the 1996 shooting, which took the legendary rapper's life. Tupac Shakur tragically passed away on September 13, 1996, and that's just 6 days after he was shot near the intersection of East Flamingo Road in Las Vegas. He was only 25 years old at the time of his death, almost 27 years after his death. The case is still unsolved. Just last month, Tupac's father came out and dropped a bombshell. He claimed that the U.S. government was involved in his son's murder and that Tupac was being trailed by federal security before his death. We'll begin here in Africa. 3 days of demonstrations against the cost of living and tax hikes has begun in Kenya, with about 100 protesters hurling rocks at police in Nairobi this morning. Protesters burned tires in the Kibera neighborhood, which were met with volleys of tear gas by police. 2 rounds of protests embarked upon by Kenyans earlier this month got violent when police fired tear gas and in some cases live rounds of ammunition at the crowds. At least 15 people were killed and hundreds were arrested. Kenya's opposition called for the protest in part as a result of tax hikes passed last month by the government of President William Ruto, which pledged to champion the interest of the poor, but has seen the price of basic commodities rise. And to Morocco's neighbor Algeria, where civil defense agency says at least 34 people have been killed and 12 others injured in an accident in the southern part of the country involving a passenger bus. The agency says the head-on collision between the bus and a commercial vehicle caused a fire, and rescue operations are ongoing. The accident, one of the North African country's deadliest in years, occurred near the city of Tamarasset, about 2,000 kilometers drive south of the capital, Algiers. According to a government road safety agency, speed is the main cause of road accidents in Algeria. The country recorded nearly 23,000 road accidents in 2022, leaving 3,409 people dead and more than 30,000 injured.